Hey, Dan Meyer here, and today we are going to talk about tips to be a successful Filipino VA. Now, these tips are general. They can be for anybody who wants to be a virtual assistant anywhere in the world. But since a large percentage of my team is based in the Philippines and I recruit most of my new talent from that area, I'm going to focus mainly on things that may have a little cultural reference that's more pertinent for Filipinos. However, if you are a virtual assistant or want to be a virtual assistant, or you're looking to hire somebody to be your virtual assistant and or grow your business with virtual staffing, these tips all come in handy. So what I'm going to do is talk about the things that I think are important to be successful. And this is based on my experience, right? This is based on having set up a virtual assistant business in the Philippines that's been running since 2011. With over 100 employees working for clients all across the country. And basically we do a wide range of things. Anything you could think of in your business that you would want to do, we have a VA that can do that for you. And if you're virtual assistant, it's a matter of figuring out what are your talents, what are your skills, and figuring out which of those things match up with things that are in demand in the job market. So if you're good on social media, there's plenty of social media jobs. If you're a good graphic designer, if you know how to do accounting, if you're good at IT, doing websites on Wix or WordPress, there's plenty of work for you out there. But regardless of your skills, or regardless of the skills of people that you want to have in your business, you want to make sure that you have these additional things, these soft skills that are important. And those are the tips I'm going to focus on mainly. These are the tips that I look for in my workforce, that I try to find when I interview people, that I'm successfully able to bring these skills to my clients. There are skills and attributes that are super important to being successful when working virtually. And the first one is communication. Communication really is the biggest one, the most important one. I talk about that a lot. And basically you want to be transparent with your employer or your client. And as an employer or client, you want to make sure that you have good communication and you're expecting good, routine, thorough communication from your VA, right? Things will only work if you're on the same page. And if you're too busy to have regular updates with a virtual assistant, you're probably going to fail in that effort. And if you're a VA and you're too quiet, too shy, too timid, you've got to get outside your box. Because if you don't, if you try to just wait for someone to talk to you, wait for a client to give you directions every time, if you spend most of your time kind of waiting for things to come to you, you're also going to be pretty frustrated and probably fail. So communication is super important. The second one is keeping yourself organized. There are a ton of tools out there to help you do that, right? You can use things that are project management tools like Trello and Asana. You can use things to track your time. You can track your productivity. You can track who you've talked to. You can build CRMs or customer relationship and customer management tools. You can use Excel. You can use Access. There's an unlimited number of tools to keep yourself organized. Having a to-do list, making sure you feel like every day when you finish working, you've been productive by checking things off, and reporting what you do so that everyone in your organization knows what you've accomplished is super important. The next thing that's really important is to manage your time, right? You have to run your day, not let your day run you. You have to figure out and assess and analyze how much time it will take you to do each task and allocate the time accordingly. There'll be some days when you have way too much to do and other days when you don't have a lot to do. You got to find a way to balance those out. You got to track the hours you spend on certain things. And when you routinely see that you're taking too much time to do something, if it's too hard or too complex or just takes too much effort, then you want to either seek help or communicate the fact that you need more time to do this correctly or accurately. You don't want to rush. You want to make sure you get things done, but you have to be realistic. A lot of business owners and clients will expect that you can do everything right away up front as they would do themselves. And it takes a while to learn what should be done when and what pacing and what the expectations are on both sides. Again, it goes back to communication. But to be good at communication, you have to be good at managing your time. The next thing I think is super important is to be focused, right? Everyone talks about how cool multitasking is, and I think that's really backwards. It's becoming more and more obvious that people that multitask don't get a lot done. You have to focus in on certain things and give it your all. You want to put 100% attention to whatever you're doing at the time for your client. If you're posting on social media, don't post on social media as you're also trying to update a CRM or share things on a blog. You want to make sure that you're doing things that are focused. Then you want to make sure that you keep your focus. You want to take regular breaks. You want to have plenty of water. You want to be in a good environment where you don't have a lot of disruptions so that you're able to stay focused. Being focused is one of those soft skills that gets overlooked quite a lot. Another one is caring, right? You have to be caring. You have to care about your client. You have to care about their business because they do. And if you don't, it's going to show. If you don't show that you care about what they're trying to do, then you're going to just go through the motions, and before you know it, they're going to be frustrated because you're not doing things the way they would do it. And that's a recipe for disaster. On the flip side, if you're an employer, if you're somebody who's hiring virtual assistants, you also have to be caring. You got to remember they're people. You got to treat them like employees. You got to treat them like they're someone that you have close to you every day, and not someone who's halfway across the planet that you'll never meet in person and you only interact with through chat or through email. You got to think about people being people. It's all about that human connection. If you can build a human connection and you build communication, you build these good systems in place, you're going to care about each other. And if you have someone that's working in your business that cares about your business, you're both going to be successful. Another thing that's super important, this is a challenge for some Filipinos, is taking initiative. I mentioned this a little bit before, but I'll go into more detail. You have to ask lots of questions in ways that get you what you need. Right? A lot of people are super busy, and the reason they hire virtual assistants is to help take away some of the work they're doing to free them up to do other things. And because they're so busy, they don't have time to delegate everything they want or should delegate. Sometimes you have to ask, you have to be patient, you have to also follow up. So you have to know that balance of when to be patient, when to follow up, when to take initiative. Communication, again, is super important here, right? Basically, you want to create a system where you're empowered to be able to take initiative. If you provide quality results, if everything you do is top notch, then you're going to be trusted to be able to do more and more in a business. And as a business owner, you're going to be more likely to trust somebody who asks to take initiative, who does one thing well and then asks to do something else. If you have that kind of person on both ends of the spectrum, you're going to have a successful virtual relationship. I mentioned not being afraid to ask questions. You have to ask lots of questions. The best VAs are the most curious VAs, the ones that want to know everything about a client's business. They want to understand what the client's trying to do, what their dreams are, what they're trying to make happen with their business. You want to understand about their clients and about their products, about what they do, so that you can become an expert. The ultimate goal of success when it comes to virtual assistants, the ultimate success looks like where you can speak about the business just as well as the business owner. As a VA, you should be empowered and enabled and educated to be able to basically say or do anything that the boss or the owner of the business would do with themselves. And to be able to do that, you have to ask lots of questions. And to be a business owner who's employing a VA, you have to encourage that. Sometimes it can be frustrating. You're in the flow doing something, you get a bunch of questions. You got to remember that you're trying to train them to become you, right? So you want them to be able to figure out what they're doing is something that is bigger and greater than just a task. That's how you approach it. That's how you built your business and why you set up what you're doing. You have to encourage the questions and you have to respond to them. If you do those things, again, you're going to be super successful. The last thing that I'll mention is that you have to keep your axe sharp. Right? I love that quote by Abraham Lincoln where it says, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe." As a virtual assistant, it's your duty to constantly stay up on technology. Every day there's a new app for something. Every couple months you see a trend where things move from one app to another, where somebody new is out there inventing something that's cutting edge, that cuts down on time, that is more resourceful, that allows you to be more effective, that can get you to be more impactful in whatever you're doing online. Maybe it's a project management tool, maybe a messaging app, maybe a new way to use text to communicate with customers. Whatever it is, you got to stay up on things. You can't allow yourself to get stuck in a place where you only know certain skills. A key to adapting to this age we live in now is the ability to adapt. And you have to constantly keep yourself trained and keep that axe sharp. So sharpening the axe is probably one of the things that I would say is most important. Always have the most relevant, the most useful, the most current skills to offer to your clients and employers. So basically, that's just some of the things that come up for me that I look for in my VAs, that I encourage my VAs to do, that I explain to my clients and customers they need to have these things in their business. And if they don't, we can find someone that can do that for them. Virtual assistants, whether they be based in the US or the Philippines or anywhere in the world, have a wide range of skills. And the people that I employ, people on my team that come from different parts of the world, they can do just about anything. We can do Facebook ads and social media management, digital marketing, email campaigns, newsletters. We can book clients for you. We can do things where we get media bookings for you. We can do data entry. It's an endless list. And so what we do, though, is we talk to you and figure out what you need in your business and help you figure out how to match that with the skills of a certain virtual assistant. So if you're looking to set up a business or you're looking to grow your business with virtual staffing, think about all the things that you want to do to grow your business. And then also think about the things you actually are doing. You're going to see a separate list forming where the things you want to do is not always the things you are doing. Sometimes the things that you are doing are repetitive and manual and don't take rocket science to do. They're not things you have to do yourself, but they have to get done. These are the kind of things that you can delegate to a virtual assistant. And as a virtual assistant, you have to know what these things are. You have to be, again, curious and proactive and get out there, take initiative and figure out what are the gaps. What are the things that a business owner is doing that they shouldn't be doing that you can do better, faster, quicker, stronger, because that's your focus, because that's your wheelhouse, because you have the cutting edge skills in it. If you figure these things out, then you're going to be super successful. And the great thing about hiring a virtual assistant, it's affordable. It's all about using virtual assistants to build a business. I know, I've done this, right? I started with myself. I built a bunch of systems in my business that allowed me to delegate and outsource different aspects of what I did so I can focus on what I do best. I've grown $1 million business with over 100 employees, mainly through virtual staffing. Majority of my employees work from home. If you want to be a virtual assistant, if you already are doing virtual work, then you want to work for someone like me. Not because I think I'm awesome, but because I know my team is awesome. Because I've built systems and continue to use these systems to help my team be super successful. So all our clients are happy, we have very low attrition, and the business has never been healthier. So if you want to get started today, you can do one of two things. You can go to sonicva.com, that's www.sonicva.com, Sonic VA, virtual assistant. sonicva.com, send us a message, fill out a form, figure out how we can get started to get you going down the path of either being a virtual assistant or hiring a virtual assistant. The other thing you can do if you're looking to get started today with a virtual assistant is you can text the word data, D-A-T-A, to 26786. That's data to 26786. Either way, you'll be in contact with me and my team. We'll get back to you right away. We'll help you figure out the requirements. We'll find you the perfect virtual assistant for your business and get you going. If you want to start your career as a virtual assistant, if you already are doing freelance work or want to do more virtual work, check out our website. Go to sonicva.com. Sign up through our form to be a VA with us. We have great benefits. We're a great employer. We have an amazing team, and it's so much better to take a chance working for someone like us than doing freelance work. It's just it's safer, it's faster, it's more efficient. It gets you the benefits you need in your life. So if you're a VA, check out sonicva.com. If you want to hire a VA, text data to 26786, and either way, you can get started on your VA journey today. Thanks for your time. Now go out and have an awesome day.